this week's IMTUF 100 week. This is kind of a cool, special race for you and I.
Oh, yeah.
This race means something to us.
More than just running.
Welcome back to the next aid station. I'm your host, Jake Kilgore, co-hosting today. Oh, it's Mick Garrison.
What's up, bro?
Cheers, mate.
Bing.
Bang. We want to thank our gracious sponsors. Ooh, fresh. Rockstar Energy. Nice. Welcome back. It's been a couple weeks, and we have a lot to cover. We took last week off. We were on a bye week.
Yeah.
So
It was scheduled. It's all good.
It was a scheduled bye week. So we apologize to all of our fans and followers and listeners. But hey, we're back, and we're going to have to start with this last weekend. I was glued to the refresh.
That's fun.
And I was glued to the as much as I could gather on the YouTube live stream. But Tour de France starts in Cormier, Italy, and does a massive loop back to Italy. So it starts 1 week after UTMB, but Tour de France is 200 miles or 210, 220, somewhere in there. But we'll call it 200 miles and just a cool 90,000 feet of climbing.
Oh. Bro. No.
Are you tired right now already?
How is that even possible? That's pretty similar to I don't know what it's called, but the UTMB 200 miler. Whatever that one is.
Yeah, it's like a I think they call it like a 330 kilometer. But yeah.
No.
Yeah, UTMB has one. But it starts 1 week later, and Francois absolutely crushed it. He's had a rough couple years, so this was kind of like a big comeback thing for him, and he destroyed the race. And there's this pass at like mile, 150. It's on day like 4 or 5, depending on your speed. And you have to, I was reading this post by Pete Mortimer, and he did it. And on day 5, he had to climb up over this pass before it got too cold because a snowstorm came in.
Oh, man.
Snowstorm on like September 9th or 12th, somewhere in there. And they were like, okay, you have like 30 minutes to get up and over that pass. Otherwise, like, you're staying here for the night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they call them like these life aid stations. There's 6 of them. And they're like where you can sleep and basically get new life. And he's like, no, I'm going up. I'm going. Like, let's go. And he was wrecked after 5 days of this adventure. He put on every piece of clothing he had up there. And then he said he got through the pass in the snow, and it was -9 degrees.
Oh, no. No. How dare they let him go up there?
That's what I'm saying. Do they not look at the weather report and they let this runner go up there? He'd been on like 8 hours of sleep over 4 days. And they're like, yeah, cool. If you want to go,
Interesting.
go ahead. Isn't that interesting, Mick?
Yeah. So the media covers ours. Other race directors made not fools of themselves, but they didn't make a fan out of me with their hypocrisy. Okay, let me just say that. I know who you are, and you know who you are.
Yeah, there's a number of them.
Yeah.
And they still make comments from time to time. But I find it very interesting. In Europe, he's probably done 80,000 feet of climbing, and he's 4 days into a race. And they're like, hey, a snowstorm's coming at 13,000 feet, 12,000 feet. You better hurry.
Or you're screwed.
Okay.
He's the guy that can hurry.
Yeah, he hustled, and he made it through, and it took everything out of him. But that race, unfortunately for me, it got me very, very interested. And here's what I've realized with the UTMB and then Tour de France. It's so steep that you have to log other miles And there's a bunch of like runnable miles in these events, which you wouldn't really think in Tour de France with 90,000 feet of climbing. Like, are there ever runnable miles? But there's tons of them because it's so steep to get the climbs. It's not like our climbs around here that we're used to where it's like 500 or 800 feet per mile.
Yeah, these are 1,000 per mile.
1,000 to 1,500 per mile.
1,500.
Just straight
You
up.
have to get
Rope.
9,000 or 90,000.
Yeah. But then you're like running down into town. You run through town. So there's 4, 5, 6 miles. And then you leave town. There's another 3, 4, or 5 miles. They end up doing quite a bit of running, more so than I realized, I guess.
And so you're saying that you want to do that?
I'm saying I'm very interested in it.
What was your your elevation gain at Tahoe 200?
Just a hair under 39,000.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing.
I didn't do 90.
I only felt like I was like seriously climbing one time.
But
One
instead of, how long did it take you? It took you
60.
60 hours?
Yeah.
So you're going to double that?
And you know what, Francois doubled it, and Francois finished in 69 hours.
Yeah, dog.
He hustled it.
He could have done it faster, but he's like, nah,
I can kick it right here.
right here is just perfect.
69 and change. Yeah, dude. Francois our
That's
guy.
crazy.
So he did that in 70 hours, we'll call it. And yeah, I think the cutoff's like 120 or something. Pete was like around 100, I don't know, 100 or 5. I can't remember what he was, but
That's something.
yeah, so that race, it's interesting. I have become in the last 2 months very, very interested in the European races. Not like I'm getting bored over here because there's a ton of races that I still haven't done a race in the Northwest. And I just spent the weekend in Seattle. So fun. Those trees and the soft trails, I have to go race in like the Portland to Seattle area.
Go do Pine to Palm.
Yeah, there's a ton of races, dude. I might sign up for Gorge Waterfalls. It's 100K. It's in April. It just opened up.
Aren't you going to be doing one in Washington?
I am. Funny you should mention that. I will be in southern Washington in the Cascades. So that kind of, I don't know, does that accomplish both Seattle and Oregon? Because I'm only like an hour north of Portland. I just got,
Yes,
I
that's
drew
the
out.
same. It's the same area.
Same experience?
Yeah.
So I drew out,
Unless you do 15 out and backs.
which could be. Yeah, the Bigfoot 200 was 8 out and backs. Well, I guess it's 4 out and backs, but 4 out and backs for 200 miles. So I did put in for the lottery, and they did draw my lucky name out of the Bigfoot 200. So August 8th, 2025, I'll see you at the Bigfoot 200.
Congratulations, I guess.
Yeah, dude, I'm pumped.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm all about it. Let's go.
I'm very excited for that.
Yes, you get to experience all of those trails exactly like you're saying. There's more climbing in this, over 42.
Yeah, 42, 45, something like that.
Chump change.
Just depends
It's not even 90,000 feet of climbing.
It's not even 50.
Oh, my gosh.
So in that conversation in my head, I'm going to put in for UTMB for the first time ever. But I can't do that until 3 weeks from now I finish the Kodiak 100 and get me some stones.
Yeah, okay.
So I want to go get some stones and I want to put in. So what happens if I get into UTMB and I'm already in the Bigfoot 200?
Well, don't you get UTMB, the stones don't go away. They don't expire.
No, but what if I draw out?
Then you're going.
I'm doing both?
No.
We bail on the Bigfoot 200?
You really want to do UTMB.
Yep.
Would you rather do UTMB or Western States?
I don't feel like that's either or because they're 3 months apart.
What are you talking about?
2 months
I'm
apart.
the one asking the question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You can magically wave a wand and you get into either one of them. Would you rather do UTMB or Western States?
UTMB. I think for the last 5 years, I would have said Western States hands down. But now I'm like, no, I think I would rather do UTMB.
Why?
I want to go race in Europe.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to race in the Alps. I want to see the small towns. In theory, I could just go run the Western States if I wanted to. Or I could do other races that have 20 or 40 miles of that course and feel like I'm doing it.
You could do the same thing in France.
But UTMB, a start line with 2,500 people and fans all over it, it's like, would you rather do the Chicago? Okay, I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
Would you rather do the New York Marathon or the Boston Marathon?
Well, I've done the Boston Marathon.
So knowing that,
Well, Boston's better.
okay, so that's your answer
But I've already done it, so I would rather do the New York.
today.
Yeah.
But if you have done neither one,
No, for sure. You're doing Boston.
okay, yeah. So I think that's kind of where I'm at. Is like, if I had to just choose one, spending a couple weeks in Europe, taking my family over there, and just, I've never raced anything that is anything like it, from the fans, the town, the language, the culture, but even just the terrain.
Yeah, the terrain you haven't, but
The terrain, nothing close.
you have raced something that's very much like it.
Boston?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
But the
Yeah,
terrain
ish.
part, you're right.
yeah.
But you're talking a lot about climbing lately. Something's going on with you and climbing.
Yeah, I think I'm just getting a little older and not as fast, competitively fast on, like, I mean, you and I used to just run hard all the time on like the runnable stuff. And it's still fun and you're still relatively fast, but I think I just got to the point recently where I'm like, climbing is fun.
Okay. Then, would you rather do Hard Rock or the Barkley Marathons?
Oh my gosh. I think the competitiveness in me, the challenger in me, was like Barkley.
Yeah.
But I've never even thought about it. That's a great question. Because I've never tried to get into Barkley, but I've tried to get into Hard Rock for like 5 years in a row.
Yeah. That would be wild.
No pacer. Just,
No, just go out and suffer.
that's funny you asked that, because just last weekend I watched another documentary on YouTube about Barkley, and it just got me all fired up about it. Yeah, that's something.
Like, what would be cooler for you? To win, like, how do I say that? Would you rather finish the Barkley, all 5 loops, or win Western?
Oh my gosh. Win Western.
You would?
Yeah.
No question.
I think so.
No, I'm just wondering.
'Cause
There's like,
then-
20 people have ever finished Barkley?
Yeah. I think
But that if you're
the world relates to Western
you're just like,
states.
hey, look at me. I'm Jake Kilgore. I just ran 14-hour
Yeah.
Western.
Like that, because that means you could do anything fast. If you win Western, you're like the guy. If you win Barkley, it's like,
No, it's a one-time deal. Fluke.
and then you just never
They'll
heard
be
of.
testing you for PEDs.
True.
Where's our 1 million views on that clip?
I would still say Western, because Western is at the very, very top of my list of like races I want to go do. And if I could win Western States, could you imagine running the track, the 400 meters by yourself, being like, I just freaking won Western, and you're in the
I
stadium?
would feel that way just to finish it.
So, right. So imagine being in the front and having that feeling.
Would you rather top 10 at Western or win Speed Goat?
Top 10 Western.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. That's special. If you can top 10 Western, I mean, every year it's special, but the field getting faster and faster and faster, you're a special athlete. If you can
You're not a
top
special athlete to do Speed Goat in 5 hours?
10. You are. David Sinclair. You are. but I think the stage of Western is just so much bigger. I'd rather take 8th at Western than win speed goat.
Not me.
You're
To win speed goat?
yeah.
My fastest time ever is 8:24 or something.
You just
Here he comes.
out of nowhere. You run through the finish line straight to the PED testing. You're holding the ribbon, you just run right into the tent.
Yeah, dude, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, you really can't lose with either answer. But yeah, if it was just a one-time fluky thing, like if I won speed goat, am I hanging the trophy or putting it in my office? I don't know. If I top 10 Western, the next year I get to wear that M8 bib. That's pretty freaking cool.
Would you rather win Western or win the Boston Marathon?
So run a 2:05 marathon.
And a cool 100K cash or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Did you say win Western?
Yeah, win Western or win Boston.
Win Western. Trail is just so much cooler. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows the ultra world is just way cooler than the marathon world.
I think so.
Marathoners.
But I don't think everyone knows that yet.
We're trying to let them know. Subscribe.
Let's go.
Hit the subscribe. Okay.
We'll wait.
Well, wait. Wow, you hit that. That's okay. Those are good questions.
Thanks.
Would you like some from me?
Sure. Would you like to finish a race? Yes or no?
Would you rather sign up for DC Peaks 50 or sign up for the Bear 100?
I'm putting my DC Peaks 50 finish on my ultra sign up. I can do that.
Yes, you can. RD Mick. Okay. No, but honestly, would you rather win DC Peaks 50 or finish your first 100?
I would rather do bear.
Finish Bear.
Yeah.
You got to finish 100.
I don't care to win our race.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know why I don't. I like race directing.
Rude.
I like race directing it.
Yeah. So
I was the record holder for a while. That felt good.
That was cool.
That was cool.
So that's why you don't want to win it. You already won it once.
Yeah, I had FKT.
FKT. You FKT the DC Peaks 40 as well.
Yes, I did.
All right. This week, I'm wearing the IMTUF 100 hat. This week's IMTUF 100 week. This is kind of a cool, special race for you and I.
Oh, yeah.
This race means something to us.
More than just running.
Yep. More than just running. This race is the second 100 that I ever raced and finished. Was it the first one you put in for? Second.
First one.
First 100.
Yeah.
So IMTUF. It's up in McCall, Idaho. If you have never been to McCall, Idaho, oh my gosh, go.
It's
even just
amazing.
volunteer at the race.
It's so cool. It's a little lake town, cool little bars, restaurants, amazing trails all over the place.
Huge lake. I didn't know it was that big.
Yeah.
Big old lake, and that small town feel is awesome. You drive up to Boise, go north even more through the mountains. Awesome. Our experience there in 2020 was pretty special. So that year I was in Wasatch and they went COVID-y and they're not going to race. But Jeremy Humphreys, the race director at IMTUF, is like, I'm still doing the race. Did a whole mask thing. There were like 3 different waves. If you guys were racing back then, you remember kind of the wave deal. And you and I went up there with a few buddies. Jose Cruz paced me. And
Trevor Fuchs stayed with us.
Trevor Fuchs stayed with us, and big old bunch of fires in Oregon that year. Fires came in, half the field gets wiped out because of smoke.
The smoke was so bad.
Yeah, the
That was
AQI was
nuts. Over
1,000.
200.
Oh, that was 1,000.
Dude, that was
the story
bad.
grows.
Yeah.
It was way bad. I didn't realize it in the moment. And then I got to mile 50-ish, and Trevor was dropping out.
Because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me and my asthma, we loved that.
Yeah. You were more cautious. Like, I don't want to go the full 50. I'm just going to drop out a little earlier.
I don't want to damage my lungs for my next races. I'm so competitive.
For my next DNF. So I took off at a decent speed. I don't even know where I was in the race. But our buddies who were crewing us were trying to crew you and me. And by the first or second aid station, the gap was so wide, the crew had to like split into two. And then I found out at like mile 50 that you dropped.
I was out.
At the 50K mark.
I was out. And then there was a huge section where there wasn't a aid station after that.
Oh, yeah.
And people were like pissed about that. And I think Trevor did that. And shortly after that, he dropped.
I think you had to go from like mile 17 to 30.
No, I did that section. That was that super sandy.
You dropped before the section.
Yeah, I did that
Okay.
section that you're talking about. That was like the super exposed. It was hot. Like a 6 foot wide trail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
that
Yeah, on two different occasions, at least two, you climb all the way to the top, and you have these amazing views down on the lake. That was awesome.
The part I remember is when you remember when we did a big climb and then Jeremy, the race director, was up there.
Yeah, the very first climb. There's
Was
kind of
that the first climb?
Yeah, you
The bouldering?
bouldering.
The bouldering down?
Yeah, Jeremy was up there.
That was crazy. You
Yep.
think we had bouldering at DC Peaks?
We did.
That we did. That was bouldering.
Well,
Going
that's
down
why we agreed that bouldering was fine to race direct, because we're like, no, IMTUF does it.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, that's like before the first aid station. So you hit this
Oh
bouldering.
yeah, because you go down to that lake.
Yeah, you hit that bouldering around mile 8, 9, 10 or whatever. Then you drop down this sweet single track, and you come up on this lake, and they're cooking bacon and eggs and pancakes at the first aid station, which is like 9 a.m. That was tasty. That hit the spot.
That was nice.
Yeah, so that race, we ended up driving home. What was supposed to be like an 8-hour drive was like 14-hour drive home.
We get stuck in construction. They have only one lane at a time. So
Leaving the canyon.
You got to wait for all the cars to come this way, and then they open it up and you can go. And it ended up costing us like hours, dude.
Bro,
You're wrecked.
Did we sleep over? Did I just shower and we got in the car? Yeah, we showered. I showered and we just left.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah. I finished at noon, because that took me 30 hours on the dot to finish that race. It was so hot and so hard for me. Took me 30 hours. That's still the longest race, 100-miler ever for me. 30 hours on the dot. Went at noon, finished at noon, went back, showered, ate. Bro, I'm 90.
And then we just
sure.
grabbed our stuff and left.
We got in the truck and left.
So then we hit construction.
Oh,
You're like laying there trying to.
it was terrible.
And then I think we were like dozing off or something. That we were driving and woke up. Our buddy Liner was driving. He's in the book. Trial running. Sorry. You got to pick it up on Amazon. Did you get your audio thing done?
Almost.
Trial running.
Trial running.
It's a play on words. Trial running.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you
Li-
didn't know, Mick is referring to the book I wrote after I finished IMTUF, I started writing a book about my whole indictment prison experience, but it's paralleled with my experience at IMTUF. So it kind of goes every other chapter with indictment, investigation, prison, and then the even chapters are basically every aid station, like every segment of the IMTUF 100. So if you want to know about my experience or you want to know what it's like to run IMTUF, pick up the book, try running.
Well, it's pretty important because that is where the next aid station mentality, where that whole concept came from.
Oh, the book's right here.
Yeah, bro. That's not happening without I'm Tough.
Here you go. This book right here. You can pick that up. This picture right here on the book, that is, you took that picture of me when you were pacing me. And that was like in the final miles of the race. And then we merged this picture with, this is the lake you're referring to, the first aid station. So I came down right here, and that awesome lake, mountain lake, is where I had the bacon, eggs, pancake.
Yep.
And then up here is kind of the prison scene.
Yeah. Yep. That's a great cover.
Okay.
Funny, so you used the aid station mentality, like, I'm not worried about getting to the finish line. I'm just worried about getting to the next aid station. It's too much to think of. The smoke. I'm hurting. It's steep. There's a lot of climbing. Too much to think about to get all the way to the end. I'm just going to get to this next spot. I'll recover, and then I'll get to the next spot. You totally did that in prison. You'd hit me up. You never said, like, I can't wait till I get out. I don't think I ever heard you say that. You're like, I need to get to Christmas. Get me to Christmas, dog. We got a big 3 months coming up. Just like we got a big we got a 12-mile section here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that theory and mentality, aid station mentality, definitely was created and grew in that experience with prison and all of that. But yeah, applying it to the IMTUF is where it kind of was like, yeah, you're right. The next aid station essentially was
from that. So it's important to mention that. So anyway, back up. Liner's driving. I wake up and I'm like, 20 miles to Pocatello. I'm like, what the hell did you do, bro? You drove to Pocatello? He just went on the wrong freeway.
Yeah, if you look at the map, you're coming southbound from Boise, and then I think you're supposed to stay straight.
He just like went to Twin.
He went left.
I guess you go through Twin or something. He went over and went to Pocatello instead of Salt Lake, and I almost killed him.
You almost killed him.
Dude, we almost weren't friends for a second. I kept it in, but
Yeah. You woke up just like, what? And I'd fallen asleep in shotgun. You were sitting behind him.
Yeah, I'm mad right now. I don't think I talk about this race anymore.
But we added 2 hours to our drive back in the construction.
Yeah.
And I think that added like another 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was a 12
That's exactly what you needed after that experience.
Yeah, I needed a long drive. So yeah, I'm tough. Given the hat that I have on, is a very special race to us. So we're happy to pre-race that. Last year, if you guys want to go back and listen, we had Jeremy Humphrey on the podcast.
Oh, it was so good.
He and I broke it all down. I sent him the book.
He's a lawyer.
Oh, that's right.
And he knows about the medical field. I think he even knows specifically about DME. And then obviously how important Tough is to him. So his perspective on both, the alternate chapters, the indictment, the medical stuff, and also the race, it was so good to hear him break that down. And that might have been my favorite podcast that you've done
from last year. Let's make sure we get that on YouTube. I don't even know if that one's on YouTube, but we'll make sure we have that on YouTube.
I really enjoyed that one. That was good.
Yeah, especially this week leading into the race. So we'll have that one, and we'll have this recap the going into it. But before we do our predictions on IMTUF, do we want to back up just a little and talk about Wasatch 100 recap? Just take a few minutes because we didn't get to do that last week.
I had so much fun.
Sounds like that's a yes.
We spent a lot of time up on the course.
That's the most time I have ever spent on that course when I wasn't running it. That was so fun.
Yeah. How many miles did you run with Jamie Elam?
Dude, maybe half a mile because he was too fast.
Oh.
I ran half a mile with him up top at mile 8. Half mile. That's it. I ran from the...
He had just done Bear. He climbed up that.
And I met him at the top of the trail, and he took a right on Skyline Drive, and I'm like, oh, cool, I got this. And I ran with him to the balls. That was it, bro. That was it. I was like,
you're
okay.
breathing. He's just like, yeah, smoking it.
And he told me at that moment, that he was shooting for a 19-hour Wasatch.
Yeah, and he damn near did it.
19-0 whatever.
8 or something.
Uh-huh. And he was like, yeah, I got to be at Brighton by 5. And he nailed it.
Yeah, that was a perfect race.
I was in awe all day long. I couldn't believe it. But the chase pack was so fun. So we're all watching, okay, Jimmy's going to set a course record. He set the course record on the new course, we'll call it. Fastest time in 10 years, 15 years, whatever it was. But then the chase pack, runners 2 through 6, fighting for 2 podium spots. That was fun, dude.
It was way fun.
Yep.
And we did pretty good on our podium picks.
Yes. We did awesome.
Jose?
Yep.
Second place. It was a good time. I'm like, sorry, buddy. You would have had another win.
He'd have gone back to back.
Had Jimmy not showed up. Yeah.
Whatever.
No, I know. It's still great.
Well, regardless, Jose has podiumed 4 straight years. I haven't done the research, but I don't know when that was ever done. Has anyone podiumed Wasatch 4 years in a row?
I don't know. Carl?
Maybe. With it being a lottery, it makes it even harder.
Is he going to do it again? He got to do something else.
Chepe?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't talked to him. But yeah, I don't really have that in me to just do the same race every single year. I don't know. That's not in my nature, but
he's doing Bear. We'll get to that.
Well, I text you. So he takes second and runs basically like a 20-30 or something at Wasatch. You saw what he did the very next Saturday?
He just goes and does a 2:40 marathon.
He runs a 2:42 Big Cottonwood Marathon, takes third.
Of course.
7 days later? Is that your recovery run?
That's his recovery run.
They call that active recovery, I
yeah,
believe.
he's just getting prepped for his next big race.
And then the very next day, he does the Alta Brighton Loop for 3,700 feet and 12 miles. Just there's no break in this guy.
That's all he does.
That's amazing.
He just runs.
Do we know anyone who's like actively podium 100 milers that are hard rock qualifiers, meaning they got climbing, right? So you podium a hard rock qualifying course, and then you go podium a fast road marathon? Who's doing that in the sport right now?
Someone that pops into my mind is, Max King.
Now, I know a lot of runners could
Anthony
be doing
Costales.
this. They could be doing this, but are they actively doing that?
Oh, I haven't heard of Anthony Costales.
I mean, yeah, Hayden could go crush a marathon, but he's not. Like,
okay, so not that could you, but are they doing it?
They all could, but who's actually doing that?
I don't know. That's a good question. Let's find that out.
I think only one guy is, and he's from Guatemala.
I'll bet you it's not just one guy.
If you were listening to the live stream when I was...
You're talking about U.S. runners?
Sure.
Because you said we know him, but then he's from Guatemala. Got it.
Chepe. That took you a second to figure that out. Bro, when I was live streaming from Instagram Live, the race, and I'm running with these guys, and I was hanging out with Chepe at mile 40. I asked him on the live stream if in 4 years, if he was gonna run on the Guatemalan ultra trail running team, Olympic team.
Oh, because it's going to be there.
It's gonna be there.
That's right.
He said yes.
Can we talk about Liz?
Yeah, dude. So Liz, do I say finally gets it done? Maybe. It's been several years coming for her.
I don't know. Sure.
She gets it done.
She got it
After
done.
several years of fight and battle with the Wasatch 100.
Yeah.
That is where I met Liz in 2019, the Wasatch 100.
Okay. I had no doubt in my mind that she was going to win that race. And based off of the times, I might have been a little bit too confident. That was very, very close.
We were both saying 24 hours.
Well, that was her goal. So we were rolling with her.
Yeah.
It was hot.
It's Wasatch. It gets hot in the same freaking spot every year. And they got to just grind through it. We both ran in that heat for a few miles.
Yeah.
And it hurt. I got back to the truck after live streaming those 4 or 5 runners, and you literally asked, "Is that water?"
Oh, yeah.
You go, "Is that water on me?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "No, dude."
Yeah, we saw that group. We saw Kyle Markozich.
We saw basically runners 1 through 12 and ran with half.
Oh, yeah, you looked like you just got out of the river.
Yeah. I'm like, "No, dude, I'm straight sweating." I wasn't even racing. Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, Liz getting it done was so cool. And she had to fight off second place. I think she dropped into second for a little bit.
Oh, really? I didn't know. Hansen?
I could be wrong. I thought she did. Maybe the tracking could have been off too. I haven't talked to her yet, but I thought she fell back into second and then ended up winning by just like a few minutes.
I know. Really close.
So congrats to her.
Yep. That was
congrats to Laura. Congrats to
Jimmy.
Third place.
Andrea
McAfee.
My pick, dog.
You picked her. You picked her. I picked Laura. We both picked Liz.
Yep.
That's a win, win, win.
Let's go.
So, yeah, great race. That was tons of fun. Hopefully you guys were able to follow that a little bit. We kind of were testing out some Instagram live things, and I had fun chasing the runners around, literally chasing them.
Yeah.
I couldn't hang. I was fresh. I couldn't hang. And I'm like in peak shape right now because I'm training for this race I have in 3-4 weeks. I'm supposed to be in peak shape, and I couldn't really hang with these dudes. These dudes are at mile 40 to 42. They were still. I was breathing.
Yeah, they just maintain that. That's wild.
Very, very impressive. So congrats to all the men and women of the Wasatch 100 that finished this year, that got in, and good luck next year. Let's jump in real quick to our race predictions for the IMTUF 100 in McCall, Idaho. On the men's side, we have Nate Jacqua. Is that how you say his last name? We're rolling with it.
Yeah. You remember hanging out with his family?
Yes. Last year's Wasatch 100. Or was it 2 years ago?
Maybe 2 years ago at Big Mountain.
Yeah.
Kicking it with them.
Yeah.
She was cool.
I think it was last year because we predicted him to podium last year. Nate, he won the Hurt 100 multiple times and podiumed over the last 5 years. He's podiumed or won it 3-4 times.
Mm-hmm.
He won Mogollon 3 years ago. He's actually from Oregon, I believe. I think Nate is from Oregon. He's a stud.
Yeah,
so he's on our watch list.
He's awesome.
Sean Burke, we've talked about him before. I ran 20 miles with Sean
at Mogollon
last year in 2023, September. And he just won Badwater. So his second attempt at Badwater. His first attempt was 2023. He took 6th. And then he just won Badwater. He also podiumed Bryce Canyon 100.
We picked that.
And we picked him to podium that. So we only know him because I spend time with him. And now I know who he is when I see his name on on Ultra sign up, I get very excited
Yeah.
because
So
that dude's freaking good.
that's a good pick. Yeah, I like that.
David Ayala, definitely a name to watch.
Dude,
Probably
he's won it a few times.
he's the most experienced IMTUF
been-
guy in the
it's-
field.
It's
It's been a few years.
it's been That's
And
that's a good pick.
And the course is different. 2016, 2018, the course was different then. It was actually less elevation and slightly shorter course. In 2019 and 2020, the year we did it, he extended it and made it harder. He made it tougher. So it's gonna be slightly new for David, but I don't think I don't think he cares. He just took second at the Bighorn 100 in 2021 and 2023. So the dude is used to running mountain races, hard rock qualifiers, and landing on the podium.
Okay.
So I like him.
Benjamin Bruno.
Benjamin Bruno is our fourth guy to watch. He podiumed last year at this exact race on this course. He podiumed last year Tushers.
Yeah,
We know how tough that course is.
he's looking good right now. What do you think?
I like him a lot. I have not looked at training of any of these guys, but if I were to look at these four names, we're also going to watch for Cole Campbell. He's a faster runner. I don't know that he has the climbing that the other guys do. He's like a Broken Arrow, 46K, Moab 55K. He's going to be fast. I don't know if he has the climbing legs to like keep up with these dudes in the mountains.
Yeah.
So on the men's side, I would say
Nate to win it.
Nate. I think Sean might surprise us. I think Sean, having come off a win at Badwater, I kind of like Sean to win.
Okay. I like that. I'm going Nate to win it.
Okay? And my podium will be Sean to win,
Okay.
Nate Jacquot, and David Ayala. I'm going to go for the first three I talked about. That's my podium.
Okay, I'm going to say that Benjamin Bruno returns to the podium. I'm going to say Sean in second, and I'm going to say Nate to win it. Nate Jacquot to win it.
I thought for sure you were going to say Nate to win and
Yep.
Sean, and then I thought you were going to go with your old your new thing. I'm going to say someone we haven't talked about takes third,
Well, that doesn't really work when you only talk about 4 people.
because then you get the other 196.
Yeah, but we talked about a lot of people when I
At
did that
Wasatch.
for Wasatch.
Yeah, we're only talking about 4. This race only has 200. Jeremy caps it at 200 runners. So most races that we cover, when they sell out, it's closer to like 330 to 350. So, okay. So you're saying by technicality, you're not able to take the field.
Yeah, I don't want that to become a habit.
Yeah, it's kind of a lazy habit.
Yeah.
It also is an advantage. But
Yeah.
I like it. I like the creativity of it.
Yeah.
Because we only mentioned 4, and it's highly likely we get 1 right.
Wrong. It's highly likely that we get,
All 3.
bro, we're getting at least 4 of 6.
So we have the same podium for the men's, but I'm taking Sean, you're taking Nate. Oh, no, sorry. You got Benjamin Bruno,
I got Benjamin Bruno. He's
Okay.
coming back.
and I'm going Ayala.
I wouldn't be surprised if Benjamin takes second over your boy.
Okay. Sean, I'm cheering for you.
I am too.
No,
Don't-
Mick
don't
doesn't
you
like
dare.
it. Sean, Mick says that. Oh, what? Okay. Women's side.
Wait, did I just switch spots? Now I'm like middle ground guy. Take a stance, bro. Okay? I will. Benjamin Bruno to take second. Sean Burke to take third. And Nate to win the IMTUF 100.
Win, place, show.
Yep.
There you have it. Okay. Women. We have 4 names. I'm gonna give them to you rapid fire.
Okay.
You give us a quick recap. Callie Smith, Laura Stamp, Michaela Trinidad,
Yeah. Yep.
and Heather Daughtry.
Callie Smith, she's she's podiumed Bighorn 100 this year. So this isn't like some 2012 race. She won Palisades 100-miler last year. Bro, she podiumed the Bear 100 a couple years ago. She got a top 10 finish at this race. IMTUF.
Hold on. She took 9th at IMTUF the year we ran it.
Oh, it is that year.
Stat checker. Can we get a time on Callie Smith? I'd like to know what her time was in 2020.
Okay. Yeah, let's
in
check
comparison.
That out. Okay.
And then compare that to her Bear time.
Okay, I like that.
Let's get her Bear time from 2022. And then the IMTUF. Because those are probably similar to my times. Actually, both those.
Yeah, you always do that.
Yeah.
You race with the lead females. Okay, we'll check that out. Laura Stamp, Tushers. She won it in 2021.
Ooh.
That's some climbing.
That's Liz speed.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay.
She took second at High Lonesome in 2019.
That's a tough race.
So Laura can climb. There's
it's been a few years though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Michaela, bro,
U-Ray?
she took third this year at U-Ray. There's some climbing in that. She also has a podium finish, second place at IMTUF 2022. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Heather Daughtry, second place at Wasatch in 2023.
Doherty? I went with Daughtry like the singer, but I think I said it wrong. If it's spelled right, Doherty.
Heather Daughtry took second at the Wasatch 100 in 2022.
Well, that's fast.
Yeah. Also
2023.
Oh, 2023, excuse me. Yeah.
Just last year. Okay, so back up to Callie Smith. We have the stats in.
Yeah.
2020, when you and I ran IMTUF, I ran it in 30 hours. Callie came in at 33 and a half, 33:23. And then 2 years later ran the Bear in 26:01.
Yeah. So she's about 2 to 3 hours behind you.
Yeah. Okay. Put it in perspective here. Michaela's IMTUF from 2 years ago, 31:31. That's fast.
I'm very interested in her U-Ray podium finish.
But there's not a lot of runners in that race. So is it more about the podium or the time? The time is more relevant.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's probably going to be like a 45-hour U-Ray. 39:20. So she can grind.
Okay. This is interesting.
Heather Daughtry, what was her time in this when she took second in Wasatch?
I don't know. Let's find that out.
Okay.
So Liz, who won U-Ray, she was 4 hours faster.
Then Michaela.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Ooh, this is going to be fun.
this is going to be fun. Laura, I don't think I can put her on my podium without more relevant, recent, with more recent like races where she's done well.
Heather
So yeah,
did a 20, just under 28 hour Wasatch.
last year. I mean that's an hour and a half slower than Liz and
Yeah.
Laura did it this year.
Okay.
So
I mean, but Liz isn't in this race, bro.
right, but for comparison's sake.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
So, yeah, my podium for the women, I don't think I can put Laura on there, which leaves us with Callie Smith, Michaela Trinidad, and Heather. Agreed? Or do you still like Laura Stamp to podium?
I'm going to roll with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, my winner, my women's winner of the IMTUF 2024 100 miler is Michaela Trinidad.
Okay.
Just the fact that she just knocked out Ray 2 months ago, I'm going to guess that IMTUF is her A race this year, and that Ray was simply just a 40-hour ball buster training event for her, and that she just did IMTUF 2 years ago, and she's going to win it. So I'm going to take Michaela Trinidad to win it.
This is fun. I'm going with Callie Smith to win it. Okay? I'll roll with you on the podium, but I'm taking Callie to bring home the gold.
Bring home the gold. Okay, so our podium is Michaela, Callie, and Heather. I'm going to go Michaela 1, Callie 2, Heather 3.
Okay. I'm going Callie 1, Michaela 2, Heather 3.
Okay. Small differences. Let's get at it. Okay. This is going to be fun to watch this weekend. Hopefully we get some sort of coverage, because I don't think there's any live coverage. I don't know what their website has for even
runner tracking.
Kind of have to assume everyone has runner tracking these days, but you can definitely not assume that anymore in trail running.
Okay. I don't know how to get updates. You are in tune with the spirit, my friend. Use it.
Would you rather have live stream commentating or runner tracking?
Live stream.
Okay. But
all day.
You're going to sit and watch all the live stream?
I have it on.
But if you don't have runner tracking and you only have live stream,
if it was for my race as the race director,
no,
I would have runner tracking. But
okay.
as a fan, I want to be able to. I just like to have it on, like I throw on YouTube, just have it on in the house or in the office, and it's just on. You get to hear the commentating. They tell you who's winning. It's fine.
But you just know who's winning. There's no runner tracking of like, I want to know where all these runners are because maybe I have a friend or a family or someone running in 109th place.
I also want that too, but I would rather have.
It's either or, man.
Yeah,
you get this or you get that.
I want the live stream.
Okay.
If it's my friend, they better be texting me, letting me know what's up.
There's like little cell coverage on this course. Very little cell coverage. Like super limited cell coverage on this course, if I recall. So if I have to pick live stream or runner tracking, I'm going with runner tracking.
Yeah, that's fine.
I believe you can't have live stream without runner tracking.
You can. I mean, it would be weird to have a race without runner tracking.
The commentator's like, oh, so they wouldn't even know where the runners are.
I'm just answering that question like because it's just a fun little question. If you really were like, you can only have one for these races, it would for sure be runner tracking. You have to have it.
So you're waffling back and forth.
No, but I'm just saying for a fun, like, would you rather eat boogers or go skydiving? Like those type of things. I'm like, yeah, I'll play the game. I like live stream.
Okay. So all things being equal, you are a fan on your couch eating potato chips.
Uh-huh.
Would you rather have live stream or runner tracking?
Live stream.
Okay. There's your answer.
Yeah.
Perfect, because I'd rather have runner tracking.
Just sit there and just refresh. Oh,
I hit refresh, and then I go do something. 30 minutes later, I go hit it again.
Okay.
But this is why we're a great pair. This is why we've been...
Because you're wrong and I'm right.
We've been life partners for so wrong. For so wrong. So many wrong reasons. We've been life partners for so long because, you know what? We're actually both right. We have a relationship where we're both right always.
Always.
We're both right. We do want live tracking and we do want runner tracking. And they're a perfect marriage and you have to have them both.
Yeah.
So we're both right.
Great.
Okay, well, thank you to DC Peaks. We are 2.5 weeks out. We have over 250 runners towing the line at our events this year. So thank you to all of our runners. We have another 1.5 weeks to sign up.
Yep.
Get your sign up on. Come toe the line.
I'm very excited. Let's go.
1.5 weeks. Next week, we're going to pre-race the Bear 100. Week after that, we pre-race DC Peaks, and the party is on.
Let's go.
So thank you to DC Peaks. Go sign up. Thank you to Rockstar. Go follow us and watch us on YouTube. Thank you for joining. See you again next week.